football field, catches it for a touchdown.
Would you look at that? Would you look at that?
Cool with the big three. Great. Takes it all the way now. Nice. Oh, hey, we want to welcome you guys here to McKenzie Stadium for the second leg of our doubleheader out here. We've got the Evergreen Plainsmen going against the Mountain View Thunder. Waiting here for the national anthem to get started. This is EPS Sports Network. Rod Lawrence and Ryan Vassbinder. And we'll see the rain coming down as we get ready for the national anthem, and we'll step aside for that. Okay, well, it looks like everybody lined up for the national anthem, but we did have the national anthem in the first game, so it looks like they're not going to have one in the second game. So we're here on Friday Night Football. Like I said, EPS Sports, McKenzie Stadium, Greater St. Helens League, 3A football game for this one. At the coin toss, Mountain View did defer, so Evergreen will take the ball over. This Ryan, let's kind of talk a little bit real quick about the Evergreen offense and their quarterback, Carter Monda.
Yeah, I mean, Carter Monda, he's had a fantastic season so far. He currently leads the region in passing yards with 1,360 after going for 402 last week against Tulsa.
Yeah.
That's a monster game. Total Evergreen had 440 yards of total offense against Tulsa last week. So definitely a very pass-heavy offense. Carter Monda is a great quarterback, and he's able to go ahead and really find his targets.
He sure was. It made for a real good game out there, even though it was all for a loss, because they weren't able to pull that win out, were they?
Yeah, they did lose to Tulsa last week, 47-27.
Yeah, they sure did. So here is the kickoff, and that's going to take a bounce into the end zone, go out of the back of it, and Monda will bring out the Evergreen offense for the first time tonight. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Standout for the Evergreen Plainsmen is Zio Griffin.
So on the defensive side of the football, Mountain View, their defense is very strong. They gave 22 points to Prairie last week, and that is the most that Mountain View has allowed in a single game this year.
Oh, yeah, it sure is. Devontae Deloney, the running back. Evergreen comes out spread formation. Monda's going to make the first pass right there on a quick little slant. Get that out to Jalen Fight. They'll get 9 yards out of that and bring up a second down. This time they've got 3 receivers set on the far side of the field. Going to hand this one off right up the middle. Nice break up the front. Get down across the 40-yard line. That's going to be Deloney. Takes that ball right now and makes a nice hard run downfield. Deloney comes out of the game. He's going to be replaced by Derek Webb. Webb's going to get the ball. He's going to take the same play. He's only going to get about 2 yards out of it this time. That'll bring up a second down. Fight moves to the far side of the field, lines up in the slot formation. Deloney back in as the running back. I'm sorry, that's Zail. Gets that out there, trying to get the quick pass out there to Fight in open space, and that ball's going to be in and out of his hands. That'll bring up third down. Cameron Smith now out there on the far side on the outside receiver. Griffin now lines up in the backfield. We are going to get a timeout called here. Coach Matheson out there on the field, pretty animated about making sure his young players understand what's going on out there.
Yeah, you know, we took a moment to go ahead and talk about Carter Monda and the Evergreen offense. But something that's really helped Monda is his selection of receivers he has to go to.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got guys like Zael Griffin, Jalen Fight, Tay Marks. I mean, those are big receivers that he's able to hit that have really helped him get the numbers that he's put up this season.
Yeah, it sure has. And we've had the opportunity to watch the young man in week 1, and then now week 7 here, seeing him. We're seeing a much more poised young man who's able to stand in the pocket and deliver the ball a little better than he was at the beginning of the season. And everybody's got to remember that he hadn't played football since the 8th grade when we were televising the game on week 1. Evergreen able to draw the defensive line into the neutral zone. That's going to add 5 more yards to it. That'll get him down to the 48-yard line. It's still third down now, third and short situation. Lone receiver going to hand this ball off. This time, no place for Deloney to go, and he is going to lose a yard on that one, and that's going to bring up fourth down. And with that, here comes the punt team for the Evergreen Plainsmen. So Zael Griffin also handles punting responsibilities for the Plainsmen. He'll take this one. Low driving punt. He'll kick it right past him. And that ball's going to go into the end zone. So Mountain View will take the ball over on the 20-yard line. All right, so just kind of heard some side information here. Mountain View got out of last week with the win, but they didn't necessarily get out of that healthy.
No, they didn't. I mean, that's. I think it's going to be a key storyline tonight. It sounds like Mountain View, really on the defensive side of the ball, suffered some injuries. They're out 6 starters tonight.
Sure did. Going to hand that ball off. Nice little spin as he gets him way through that initial contact. That is going to be Zach Gable, number 29. Quarterback tonight is Riley McCarthy. Notable for Riley McCarthy is last week he went for 145 yards and 2 touchdowns in passing and 88 yards rushing, so he had a pretty good night himself. He's going to go ahead and keep this ball. He breaks into the secondary. He's going to get across the 35-yard line and go down at the 36. So far this year, he has passed for 761 yards and 7 touchdowns. So having a pretty good season. The last time we did this game, Alex Cann was the quarterback. So Adam, as always, able to move his players around and do different things with them at all times. Adam comes out in the hybrid wing tee, as he likes to call it. This time he's gonna keep the ball. McCarthy breaks out of that initial tackle, but still is going to lose yardage on the play. So Kyle Chin, also one of the wide receivers out there tonight, along with David Delmage, who's a familiar person in the backfield for him. And Kevin Chin lines up as the wing, number 9. Going to hand this ball off again, and that's going to be Gable. Gable, only a sophomore. So definitely getting a start on Friday night as a sophomore, so I'm sure the young man's pretty excited. All right, lines up in a slot formation on the far side, gets it out to Delmage right away. Delmage drops the ball after he had caught it, so obviously the rain having a little bit to do with that because the ball was just dropped without any contact.
Yeah,
really messed up a pretty good play because he was on his way if that ball hadn't fallen out of his hands.
He really was, and we spoke a little bit about that, how this rain can have an impact on tonight's game, especially being a rivalry game. And when you take a look at this game on paper, it's very easy to pick the Mountain View Thunder outright.
Yeah.
I mean, you take a look at the scores and everything like that, but when you take a look, with the injuries that Mountain View has on the defensive side of the football, Evergreen can exploit that, especially with a quarterback like Carter Monda. They can exploit that. They can put points up on the board, and it's going to be key defensively for Evergreen to go ahead and make a stand and hold their own against this Mountain View offense.
Yeah, it sure is. Mountain View does a quick kick on that. Riley McCarthy kicks that ball off and pins the Plainsmen down inside the 20-yard line. Monda will take over then. First down and 10. Zio Griffin is somebody they like to use all over the field. He lines up in slot. They had him lining up in running back in that last series. Now he's lined up as a receiver and Deloney back in as the running back. Line up trips formation down here at the bottom of your screen. Gets that ball out to Griffin. Griffin takes it right now. He's going to get across the 20, down to the 25, down to the 40, cuts it back inside, spins across to the 50, 40, 30-yard line before he's run out of bounds. He got real close to the sideline down there on the 30 on the other side of the field, but it does look like he did not step out and had a great run, opened that up, and have gotten themselves deep into the Mountain View Thunder territory here. That'll bring up first down and 10. So here we line up here. It looks like we are going to get a timeout called. Evergreen's going to call the timeout this time. So, I mean, we talked a little bit about Zio Griffin at the beginning of the game, has, him being the Evergreen go-to guy. I mean, the guy they're going to try to get the ball to the most. They got him the ball in space, and he was able to do something special with it. Mountain View, that's something that Mountain View definitely have to be worried about is Zio Griffin.
Right, absolutely, and and the speed that this Evergreen team has is something that they can use to capitalize on the Mountain View defense tonight,
Yeah,
especially
they
with
sure
the
can.
injuries that they've had. We've talked about that already, but I think this could really be an explosive game for both sides.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Cameron Smith lined up on the far side. Going to send a man in motion. And Mountain View looks like they may have stepped into the neutral zone once again. This time, well, we'll see here. Looks like there's a little bit of confusion as to what's going on. Whitecap's trying to figure it out. And it was. So it has been corrected, and the Mountain View defensive line stepped into the neutral zone, and it'll bring up now first down and 5. Tay Marks goes into motion. And this time we're going to have illegal procedure against the Plainsmen, so that'll back it up, and it will still be first down, but it'll be 1st and 10. So a little dance, if you will. Give me 5, take it back.
I don't know what to say to that.
Pardon
I like
me?
it, though.
All right, well, we're going to start all over here. Act like those last 2 plays didn't happen. First down and 10. It's time to hand it off. Deloney breaks into the middle of the field. Nice hard run as he lowers his shoulder and plows over the top of a defender to get the extra yards to move the chain. So a nice 12-yard run there by Deloney. Wanda now has them set. Going to hand that ball off again. This time there's nobody there in front of him. He's going to lower the boom, and he will get into the end zone for the touchdown. So Evergreen with 6:16 left to play, first on the board there. And that is actually going to be by the big man, Derek Webb, who lowers the boom and gets in there. Webb listed at 6'1", 210. So he is definitely a load there. Evergreen's on top.
Yeah, and this is something that I was, here's the replay. We see Derek Webb just finding a hole and he just keeps his legs moving. He's able to go ahead and go over the line for 6. They do.
And it does look like the extra point was missed. Let's hope that doesn't hurt them down the road. But as it stands now, Mountain View Evergreen the first to score on top, 6-0 over the Thunder. So nice movement down the field. Capital off the top, set off with that big run there by Griffin. It gets him down into the territory. And
Yeah, and after watching 2 offensive possessions by Evergreen, it seems like they've been able to move the ball fairly easily against this Mountain View defense so far tonight. And I don't think a lot of people were expecting that coming in. That early in the first quarter, Evergreen's going to be up 6-0.
No, I'm sure didn't expect that. Like you said, Mountain View definitely was picked to win this game. Like we said, we're far from over, and Adam always brings a well-coached and well-disciplined squad to the field every Friday night. Even with injuries, it's something that he's always been able to manage and still put his best kids on the field. So with that being said, we still got a long way to go, but Evergreen now was the first to score tonight in the first quarter.
Well, and it's always fun to see what Coach Matheson does coming out in the second half.
Yeah.
He's fantastic at making adjustments and making those game time adjustments.
Yeah, he sure is. Okay, so a little pooch kick, trying to create some controversy there and just kind of catch people off guard with the ball being kicked that short. Did a great job on it. Don't try to pick it up if you're not comfortable at that point. Just fall on it. Take the yardage. Mountain View will get the ball in some decent field position. First down and 10 right there from the 34-yard line. This time, nowhere to go. The defense in the backfield waiting on that play to happen. Cameron Smith, the linebacker, in the backfield right now to mess up that handoff. He was right there when the ball got handed off to him. McCarthy now in the shotgun. He's going to hand this off to Gabe. Gabe makes a nice little cutback and makes it down to the 39-yard line. Sorry, that's Zach Gable. Tried to shorten his name there. McCarthy now shotgun again. Gable is the running back on the far side. Gable takes it again, falls in behind the running back, and Gable takes a nice hit, and he just refuses to go down. Nice little strong run as he tucks in there behind one of his pulling guards. To get some great yardage there and push the Thunder into Evergreen territory. First and 10 from the 40-yard line. Here is the replay. And he just gets in there and he just refuses to go down. Tay Marks there makes the contact with him, but he kind of drives through Tay Marks. So now this is going to bring up second down and 10. First down play didn't fare any yardage. Hands that ball off again to the big fullback, number 44. It's V.A. Ely. Gets that ball. Listed at 5'7", 210, so big, strong guy. Lowers the shoulders, and he'll be hard to bring down. Lines up as the fullback this time. Gable is the running back. Sends a man in motion. McCarthy jacks up. He's going to get chased out of the pocket. He lets that one go. It's going to get intercepted. That is Webb just kind of sitting there waiting for the ball to be thrown. McCarthy throwing off his back leg and unable to get enough power on that ball to get it to his receiver. He did have a receiver open behind him.
Like in the aftermath of that interception, the Evergreen sideline has gotten a warning. But here's that interception, and that ball was just deeply underthrown.
Yeah, it sure was. It sure was.
So Derek Webb so far having quite the night for Evergreen with a touchdown and an interception.
So let's kind of see what's going on here. So, okay, first and 10. Looks like there might have been a little confusion as to what was exactly going on. Officials look like they got it figured out, and here comes the Evergreen Plainsmen. And Mondo. First down and 10. Out to Griffin once again. Griffin finds that edge, makes that first person miss. And it looks like we're going to have some extracurricular activity happening on the outside of the field of play, and we'll see who that's going to get called on. Looks like it might be called on the young man on Mountain View side, Xavier Mayo. And that is going to be the personal foul against him. And they'll tack on 15 yards to that nice little run there by Zael Griffin. Big penalty will push them right inside Mountain View territory. Evergreen Plainsman on the move once again. Set up in formation. Tay Marks lined up as the wing. Marks will go into motion. And it looks like we're going to have movement on Evergreen as one of the linemen gets started a little early. That's going to be Gary McCulley. Sophomore for the Evergreen Plainsmen. Faquin gets it out to the outside real quick. And Fight is going to break through the first tackle before he gets run out of bounds, but he is going to get down inside the 25. Nice run there by Jalen Fight after the catch. All right, Derek Webb back in the game as the running back. Going to give it to Webb. He's going to lower his shoulder. Like he gets maybe to the 21-yard line on that. All righty, so they come back in here. Trips to the far side once again. This time, Monda kicks the ball for himself, and he is going to get down inside the 15-yard line before he's run out of bounds. That does stop the clock at, should stop the clock at 2:30, but it doesn't. There we go, Carter Monda. He's going to hand that ball off once again. Nice hard run down the middle of the field. That is Deloney. We're down now under the 2 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Fakes it. Monda decides he's going to keep this one himself. And he does get inside. We'll see if they're going to give it to him. And they're going to say that he went out of bounds before he was able to get the football across the plane.
That was a
and he
great
needed to
effort
get down
there.
inside the 2 to get a first down. So let's see if it's going to be First and goal. Now it looks like it's going to be second and about 2 yards to go. Okay, so he stepped out a little earlier than it looked like here. All right, so now we've got a flag on the play here. And it looks like that is going to be, well, they called the timeout because it looked like they were going to get a delayed game call.
Certainly did. That'll be Evergreen's second time out of this first half.
Yeah, sure would be. Coach Swain here is the head coach for the Evergreen Plainsmen, does a great job with these kids. It's been a while since Evergreen has been at the 500 mark in week 7. So that's, something, kudos for the head coach and his staff to get these guys to get in here and stay on the grind, and still try to pull out a good season out here, because this type of thing is what's going to breed a better season going forward. I mean, having a good season now is going to mean more kids are going to show up next year.
Oh, absolutely. You're absolutely correct, and they've played well so far tonight through this first quarter.
They have. All right, well, it looks like they got the heavy package in there. They got a big lineman out there. Probably going to lead the load here. Strong side to the left. And they're going to give it to the big guy. And he will get all the way down to about the 1-inch line. So that's both games. We've seen these schools giving the ball to their big man when they get down close. David Grant is number 72, lined up as the fullback. They're wanting to give him the ball.
At 6'5", 275.
Yeah. He's no fun to tackle. They're going to give it to him again. Mountain View does a good job tackling him down low. The officials still have not given him the touchdown. So as big as he is, Mountain View is doing real good at taking his legs from under and not allowing him to get into the end zone.
And they're going to say he came up short.
Yeah. So second down.
They may go
Still
to
about
it
a yard
one
to
more
go.
time.
This time Monda's going to keep it. And Monda does get in for the 6 points. And they gave the big man 2 opportunities. He got a little close. Monda takes it in. And the Evergreen Plainsmen on the board again with just 32 seconds left to play in this first quarter. And they have got 2 scores.
Yeah, I mean, nobody expected this. I know it's still early. We're still in the first quarter, but nobody expected this from Evergreen. And even when we compare this team to the team that we saw in week 1, we can't even call them the same football team.
No, you can't. You are correct. You are correct.
Carter Monda has developed so well.
And they're going to fake punt. We'll see if they're going to be able to get this one in. And he's getting chased all over the place. They are not going to be able to score that extra point. So now Evergreen 12 and the Mountain View Thunder 0 as we come down to the last 32 seconds of this quarter.
Yeah, as I was saying, Carter Monda has developed so much in these past 6 weeks from when we saw him in week 1. He's more composed. He's making better decisions. He's able to read the secondary a lot better than he has ever been.
Yeah.
And, that I remember talking about it week 1. We talked about him just needing time. He has the athletic ability. Mm-hmm. He just needs the time. He needs the game experience. And he's developed into a fantastic quarterback. And his stats showed. I mean, he's leading the region in passing yards.
Yeah, sure is. Stepped up real nice. Mountain View just a little stunned, I'm sure, about how things have kind of panned out. I'm sure Coach Matheson did not plan to be down by 2 touchdowns at the end of the first quarter.
No, not at all, and even looking back at last year when these 2 teams played, Mountain View put a thumping on 55-14.
Yeah.
And this is a different ballgame this year.
So the ball's going to get picked up off the skip. And he's going to make it down to about the 41-yard line before he stopped. Kason Reed picks that ball up off the carpet. Nice little run, gives his team some decent field position. Riley McCarthy now has him set up. Shotgun formation. Going to hand this off to Gable. Gable once again gets up the field. And he is going to make it across midfield before he is taken out of bounds. Tay Marks there to make the stop.
You know, Gable's ability to go ahead and gain yards after contact is very impressive.
Yeah, it sure
I mean,
is.
when you take a look at him, he's listed at 5'8", 145.
He runs bigger than that.
He runs a lot bigger than that.
And that is going to end the first quarter here with Evergreen on top. 2 scores to none here. Fortunately, the Plains been unable to capitalize on the extra points, so they only have 12. Let's hope that doesn't haunt them or come back to bite them here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it certainly could. You know, we've got 3 quarters to play, but the way that Evergreen's been able to move the ball so far in this game, I don't think they have to worry about scoring points. If they continue to do what they're doing, if Carter Monda continues to make the right decisions and finds the right receivers in open space, they're going to be able to continue to move this football.
Yeah, you are correct. You are correct. You are correct. So quarter one definitely belonged to the Evergreen Plainsmen. They are coming into the second quarter with all the momentum as it is right now. Evergreen or Mountain View Thunder definitely looking to put something together here in quarter two. John McCarthy, that nice hard run there by McCarthy as he lowers the boom, gets down to the 40-yard line. That is going to be enough to move the chains. Rain, it has started to come down a little harder. Another formation. Gable takes the ball again. Gable gets a nice little run as he falls in behind his lineman. Gage Rutherford doing a great job of pulling and getting out in front of the play there. Gable just kind of tucks in behind him and makes moves off his blocks. Slot receivers down here at the bottom of the screen. Gable takes that ball again. This time he is going to be met right there at the 30-yard line. Ran all the way back. But they are going to go ahead and give him forward momentum, and that will move the chains. So Mountain View on the run here, on the move. This time McCarthy decides to keep it. Nice little move as he steps upfield and gets down inside the 5-yard line. Good quarterback keep there by McCarthy. McCarthy listed at 6', 170 pounds. So he's a nice little sized quarterback himself. And yeah, he's just real good at running into space. Fight running there alongside of him. That'll bring up second down. McCarthy's going to take this one himself too, and he will get in for the touchdown. And the Thunder, the first to score in quarter two. do see a penalty flag on the ground there. See if that came in after the touchdown or before. We'll wait here and see what the white cap has to say. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Well, offsetting. So let's see here. It doesn't look like they gave them the touchdown. So they're going to try this one more time. Oh, yeah, they did. Okay, it took a while for the scoreboard to actually show it.
Yeah, it was just little extracurriculars between these two rivalry schools.
Yeah. Judd Mullet here to kick the ball for the extra point. And he is good. So Mountain View gets on the board in the second quarter. Here's a replay. And not Monda, but McCarthy definitely gets in. There's a little, there's where the two flags kind of came in. You kind of saw the two, McCarthy and one of the defensive line for Evergreen kind of jawing at each other.
You know, this is what's fun about watching a team coached by Adam Matheson, because he does such a good job in developing his players.
Mm-hmm.
You know, tonight we've called McCarthy's name and we've called Gable's name. Those aren't names that we normally call when we do Mountain View football.
Right.
You know, normally we're calling, you know, people like Alec Cann, Davis Delmage, Dominic Stevens, right? We haven't called those names yet tonight.
No, not at all. Not at all. So Mountain View finally gets on the scoreboard here at the beginning of the second quarter. Pretty much runs down the field at will. Leading you to believe that we're going to be looking for a tie ball game here pretty quick, or possibly even Mountain View taking the lead.
Yeah, we certainly could.
The ball's going to be kicked into the end zone, so Mountain View will take the ball over on the 20-yard line. So Mountain View now, defense, it's going to be time for them to kind of step up. This is where they're going to need a stop and get their offense back on the field right away while they're still warm, and see if they can't strike again.
I would agree with you there, Rodney.
Monda now sets him down. He's got trips on the far side. Going to hand the ball off right up the middle. Nice. Powerful run, gets across the 25-yard line. That's going to be Deloney. Got him right there on the 26. Going to bring up second down. 6-yard run. Marks goes into motion. And it looks like we've got a flag here. That's going to back the Evergreen Plainsmen up. Like one of the linemen may have flinched.
You know, in normal life, you get 2 for flinching.
Yeah, that's
field,
true.
You get 5.
All right. Going to go ahead and quick pitch out to the outside. Gets that corner real quick. Great tackle there. As they're coming down, and we got now a late penalty flag.
looks like, I don't know. We'll see. See what the Zebras come up with.
That was a great tackle. He came downfield hard and made that tackle on Deloney.
That was a great tackle. It looks like that was a personal. The flag was a personal foul on Evergreen. So that's going to go ahead and back him up.
All right, well, with that personal foul, that backs them all the way up to the 11-yard line. And it'll be second down from there. Monda now looking for somebody downfield. Has a man open. He's got Tay Marks. Oh, and Marks wide open. Unable to bring that one in.
That one can come back to haunt Evergreen.
Yeah, it sure can. That might not happen too often. Marks released right up the seam and broke there and got behind the safety. Monda did put it a little behind him, but you got to catch that. You got to catch that pass right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was behind him, but it was still within the letters, and that ball needs to be brought in.
Yep, it sure does. All right, Derek Webb back in the game as the running back. Monda now looking to pass again. And this time he is going to throw that one a little too high. Tried to get a quick screen to Derek Webb. And like you said, that miss by Marks, it's a big miss.
That's a big miss.
Very big miss.
You know, if that's converted, they're up by 2 scores again.
Yeah.
He was gone to the house.
Yeah, he sure was.
And instead now they're punting out of their own end zone.
Mm-hmm. Nice little kick there by Zio Griffin. Mountain View's going to take the ball over. Hey, we got to make sure we get a shout out for one of our coworkers. Throw that out there. Today is a birthday. You know who I'm talking about?
I don't.
Oh, man, you missed it at work today. Angelica.
Oh, yeah.
Big shout out to Angelica, one of our fans who likes to listen. Happy birthday to Angelica Aguilar.
Happy birthday to you.
All right, back to business. All right. So first down and 10. McCarthy now has them set up here on the 35-yard line. McCarthy's going to take this ball himself this time. He does find the edge. Gets up the field and down across the 40. That will bring up second down. Nice little 6-yard run by the quarterback. Delmage and Chen line up down here at the bottom of your screen. Going to go the other direction with Gable. Gable, nice yards as he breaks into the middle of the field. Gets down across the 40-yard line before he is stopped. Zio Griffin out there to make the tackle. Here's a replay. Nice run there as he finds just open space. Zio Griffin there to make the stop. Nice little mesh there for McCarthy. McCarthy holds on to that one and gets some nice yards out of it as well.
You know, the Evergreen defense, they need to find a way to stop these two between McCarthy and Gable.
Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. What they need to do is Gage Rutherford is getting all the credit for the blocking. I mean, they're just falling right in behind that young man and plowing down the field. Once again, he gets in there, and they're averaging 6-7 yards a carry right now.
Oh, at least.
Looks like here in the second quarter, Mountain View has kind of settled into their game and running their game plan nearly to perfection right now.
Yeah, they really are. I think they came out in that first quarter and they got hit in the mouth a little bit by Evergreen. They've shaken it off, and they're playing their game now, and they've seen some success.
Yeah, they sure have. Evergreen sniffed that one out, was able to make a nice little stop. Actually had some yardage lost on this play for the first time in a couple of series. Tell you what, Adam was going to keep running that play until they stopped it.
Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you?
And now they hit the man going down the middle. This time he makes the catch and keeps the ball in his hands. Great job there as Mountain View gets on the board once again. Malachi Battles, number 30, releases up the field. Perfect play. They've been running the ball, grinding it, pounding it down Mountain View, Evergreen's throat. Has a guy release right up the field, up the seam. He's wide open.
Yeah, it really
He
was.
catches it. Unlike Tay Marks.
That's
There's
the
the
biggest.
difference.
I mean, now it's a tie game.
Well, no, they're on top of them already.
They're on top now, and so that's the difference, and that's where it really came back to hurt Evergreen.
And the kick is good, and now Mountain View in quarter two moves ahead by 2 points on Evergreen, 14-12.
Yeah, and here's the replay, and I really thought this slant route was really going to go ahead and come last series. Mountain View has been running the ball so heavily during this first half.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was, okay, Matheson is going to go ahead and pull out a pass play here, catch the defense off guard, and that's exactly what they did here.
Yeah,
and
they sure
it
did.
resulted in 7.
It sure did. Sure did. And that's the one thing that you have to be super worried about in an offense, the way, like Adam Matheson, the wing formation or the hybrid wing, or, how Adam puts a whole lot of twists on it. But the thing is you're a run-heavy team. You ran, and you caught the DB sleeping.
Yep.
And you slipped a guy out there up the seam, and he was able to make that catch in wide open field and take the lead of this game. 6:32-33 left to play in the first half. Mountain View on top for the first time. Nice kick. It's going to go into the end zone again. Mountain View will take the ball. Evergreen, will take the ball over on their 20.
Well, I don't think that's the last surprise we'll see tonight.
No.
I think there's going to be some firecrackers in this
Momentum
game,
has definitely changed in the second quarter here.
It certainly has, but it can so easily swing the other way still. And, Evergreen has to keep that in mind. Evergreen's a young team.
Yeah.
And so, they have to keep that in mind, know that they're still in this, even though they've given up 2 unanswered touchdowns. They're still in this game.
Oh, yeah.
And they can go down and they can score just as easily.
They sure can. Hand off here. They're going to give it to Deloney. He breaks it back to the outside. Great open field tackle out there by Delmage. Deloney hurt, but he's slow to get up, but he does get up. And he is going to be all right. So it looks like he did get up quick enough to where I don't believe they're going to make him. They are going to send him off the field for a play. So we'll probably see Derek Webb come back in the game. And, yeah, he is already out there. Griffin now playing slot receiver, lined up on the hash marks there. Monda looking downfield. Has somebody open. Oh, and almost a catch there. Looks like that is Jalen Fife on the far side of the field. Well covered. Jalen would have had to have made a perfect catch.
He really
to be
was.
able to bring that one in.
And that play really, it shows Monda's inexperience still. He was looking to fight the entire way. Ziel Griffin was open through the middle of the field.
Yeah, he sure
and he
was.
just missed that target.
All right, we have trips on this side. Griffin and Fight on the same side of the field. There's fight down the middle of the field. They come up to make a nice little tackle on him in the open field. That's Xavier Mayo, number 22. Here it is right there. Mayo right there to make the tackle.
Well, but the play that.
And it looks like there was a flag on. I didn't see a flag, but
I
the
didn't
officials
either.
are discussing. Something actually happened during the play. We'll see what's going on. We'll see if the white cap has to say here. Ball is going to be a foul is going to be against the Plainsmen. All righty, so with that backs Mountain Evergreen up 5 yards instead of the big play that Fight caught right across the middle of the field. Monda now rolls out looking for somebody. Looks like he's going to go ahead, finds a man downfield, and they are not going to say he caught that one. Skipped it off the turf. Tried to get it to Zio Griffin. That will bring up fourth down, and Mountain View is now going to have an opportunity to get this ball in a good field position.
Yeah, and that's another unfortunate mistake for Evergreen.
Yeah,
Evergreen
sure
is just they're missing their opportunities at this point. That's 2 series in a row where they could have had huge gains, one probably for a touchdown that gets brought back.
Yeah, you are correct. Griffin almost gets that punt blocked and is going to go out of bounds. So not a very good punt. It's going to go out, it looks like, at about the 38-yard line. So Mountain View is going to get the ball in some very good field position. Going to hand that ball off again. This time trying to get that ball out to Del Maj. Unable to. McCarthy overthrows him by a lot. Kind of felt like he got a little rushed on that play. Coach Matheson on the far side. They coaching him up as always. Trips right here. This time they're going to hand the ball off again to Gable.
Looks like that ball
looks
was
like
fumbled.
the ball may have gotten taken from him. It did by Derek Webb. And that is going to be Mountain View's first turnover of the night as Derek Webb takes the ball out of Gable's hands. You kind of see what's, oh, the ball does hit the ground. The ball is fumbled, and Derek Webb picks it up. So the rain definitely wreaking a little havoc. Now both teams have mishandled the ball because of the weather.
And we'll see if Evergreen can capitalize on this opportunity.
Yeah, most definitely. I guess now it's going to be who's got the best ball boy to keep the dry balls from going in there. Evergreen's going to call a timeout. Coach Swain making sure he's going to be able to capitalize on this opportunity.
Yeah, and that's their last timeout of the half, which I think it's a good usage for that timeout.
Yeah.
You want to start to go ahead and get this drive going. If you can go ahead and use the clock the rest of the second half for this drive and have it result in a touchdown, you're going to carry all the momentum into the second half.
Yeah,
and
sure
you're going to need it.
You sure are. Because the one thing to remember is Mountain View deferred. So they will get the ball at the beginning of the third quarter. So you want to go in, if you can, up. And just kind of put some extra pressure on Mountain View. All right, after the timeout, Plainsman back on the field. Monda gets it out there to Griffin. Griffin doesn't have anywhere to go this time as the Mountain View defense kind of closes in on him after he makes the catch. Looks like he'll get about a yard out of that. All right, now slot formation, short slot on the far side. Fly sweep there as they give the ball to Zael. Zael still looking for the edge. He is not going to be able to find it as Mountain View is all over him. Just because he's a big, strong runner, he is able to get some yards out of that, but the Mountain View defense definitely all over that fly sweep play. Right at about 4 minutes left to play in this half. Evergreen, 3rd down and 6. Honda there. Good time there to get that pass out. Run 2 slant routes out there. Waited for Cameron Smith. He'll come available. Nice pass. Nice catch. That's going to move the chains. 1st down and 10 from the 41-yard line. Evergreen looking to take advantage of the opportunity of the fumbled ball. Monda drops back. This time gets it out to Tay Marks, who makes the catch right at the 45. The rain does look like it's let up just a little bit. But still coming down enough to be a factor in this game. The interesting thing is I haven't seen a ball boy come out there and put a brand new dry ball out there. So that's something you definitely want to have during those rainy days. Monda now looking for somewhere to go. He is going to get sacked, as that was nobody downfield for him to get that ball off to. Great coverage by the secondary of the Thunder. Definitely a coverage sack there. Monda had no place to get that, to let that ball go. And he is going to be sacked for the first time tonight. Once again, Monda scrambling, and he is going to go down again and be sacked for the 2nd time in a row. And that will bring out the punt team. Mountain View's defense steps up.
They really have. I mean, ever since Evergreen scored their 2nd touchdown, their offense has hit a stall.
Yeah.
They just haven't been able to get anything going. Anything that they did get going was either brought back due to, personal fouls or I think it was a false start.
Yeah. Oh, this time he's going to try and keep it. No, not sure. He's going back the other direction where he's got room now. And he breaks it to the outside. He's got across midfield all the way down. He has made it down to the 20, down to the 10, and it is a touchdown. Zael Griffin on the fake punt on a 4th and 21 reverses field. Let me see. Oh, there is a penalty flag down here on the 30-yard line.
There is, and I'm not quite sure what that penalty was for. I saw the block, and they are calling it a personal foul. It was a hard hit, but I don't know if it was egregious. I mean, this is just my opinion.
Right.
You know, these officials that they're out here in the rain, they volunteer the time, and we appreciate everything that they do. But
here we get here's the replay here.
Here's the replay. We can see this hit right as he starts to go back.
There it is right there.
So it could have been a little blind.
That's
Yep.
that's
And so
the
there
call
it is.
right there.
So that is a good call. It's
Yep.
going to come back.
That is legit. 2 years ago, that would have been a touchdown.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate because if he doesn't hit him as hard, he still gets the block, and it is a touchdown.
Yeah, yeah.
I apologize to the zebras down there.
Yeah, that's a legit call. Legit call. So with that big, huge, now that makes it fourth down and far too much for Mr. Griffin to try to do this one. Now they have a different punter in there. And that ball's going to take a bounce and take a nice little roll, and they're going to get the ball right at about the 42-yard line. So big play there by Zio Griffin, showing his athletic ability. And his team throwing good blocks for him all the way down the field. Just unfortunate. If they don't see you coming, you can't lay them out like that anymore. So,
right.
I mean, that's, and as much as that type of hit's been part of football forever, that's not what the game's about anymore, and you got to be careful. All right, there where the defensive line won that battle, and Mountain View takes a big loss as Gable gets caught in the backfield.
Mountain View's got a ball boy running balls in.
Yep, they do.
He's doing a great job. Shout out to the ball boy.
We're down under a minute left to play in the first half. McCarthy now keeps this ball, turns the corner, and he's going to make it to midfield. Clock continuing to run. Mountain View still has 2 timeouts remaining. Evergreen is out.
Got McCarthy in the gun. Rolls out to the right side. He's going to get stopped, but I believe that's going to be enough to go ahead and. Well, looks like the referees are indicating fourth down. They may measure this one. I think it's all going to depend on where the spot is. They're going to go ahead and call it fourth down. Yeah, and as expected, Mountain View is going to go ahead and take a timeout with 1 second remaining to go ahead and get the last play off. So we have had an interesting half of football so far. Mountain View on top 14-12 with 1 second remaining left in the half. Evergreen hanging in there. They had a few missed opportunities in this first half. They could definitely be on top of this ball game. But as the teams come back out onto the field, we will see what Coach Matheson has up his sleeve for this final play of the first half. We got trips down here at the bottom of the screen. Well, the snaps fumbled. And it's going to be It's going to be recovered, and that's going to be the end of the first half. Mountain View 14, Evergreen 12. We're going to go ahead and take it down to Matt and Rodney down in the truck. Take it away, boys.
All right, Matt Griffin here, the executive producer of EPS Sports. Rodney ran down from the press box. I'm not so sure that a couple weeks ago this was the game Mountain View thought they'd have.
No, I'm sure it wasn't.
Because you
surprised everybody.
yeah, you and Ryan were talking about this.
Yeah.
Evergreen's kind of starting to put it together.
Yeah, they sure are. Carter Monda, I kind of read about what he's been doing, and he's rated pretty good, over 1,000 yards passing so far this year. Looks real poised, looks real good tonight as well in that first quarter.
Well, and we talked about that for you and Ryan were talking about that for a second.
Yeah.
Evergreen in command for that first quarter.
Yeah, sure
and
was.
then Mountain View kind of got their number.
Yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
towards the end of the second quarter, Evergreen coming on strong again.
Yeah, they sure are. I mean, they had a couple opportunities that they weren't able to capitalize on. That big miss drop pass by Tay Marks definitely would have put them on top. The athletic run of Zio Griffin on that, who goes a fake punt on fourth and 21? He does it and scores. But that big hit, that unnecessary roughness hit they got called, they got that pulled back. But the second quarter has been pretty much Mountain View.
Well, and you were talking about that. Is that a newer penalty?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is. It's for the safety of the game.
Right.
When I played, that was a clean hit, and that was a hit that you love to see. And if you were a guy on the field, you couldn't wait to have the opportunity to do it. But not anymore. It's for safety of the kids and just keeping everybody safe.
Well, if we're so worried about concussions, we got to keep safety in mind. But we caught it there on the instant replay. So what does Evergreen need to do to capitalize on those missed opportunities in the second half?
Well, they're just going to have to, when the opportunity presents itself, they're just going to have to take advantage of it. The one thing is the chalk talk between Adam Matheson and Swain at this second half is going to be the big determining factor. Adam's always been good at bringing out the team in the second half, and playing very well adjusted. Swain is in a position to do something real good. He's only down by 2. The game still belongs to anybody.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really good second
Yeah,
half.
I think so too.
All right. Thanks so much, Rodney, and we'll see you back for second half action in just a couple of minutes. Now for some news and information from around Evergreen Public Schools. We want to tell you that work is rapidly progressing on the 3 elementary schools that are being built as part of our Envision Evergreen Facilities Bond. Craig Bernbach recently paid a visit to Sifton Elementary School to take a look at the construction going on there.
Hello and welcome to this Envision Evergreen update. I'm Craig Bernbach and I'm joined by Sifton's principal, Angie Mitchell. We're at your site and you've got walls up. That's got to be exciting.
It's very exciting. We've been able to watch all of this from the first day of school. Everything has gone up right in front of our eyes.
And when you check out the walls, what are you imagining?
Oh, it's exciting. Everything, flexibility, lots of different ways to use the space, new, innovative, completely different than what we're living in right now.
All right, let's go check out one of those innovative spaces,
Okay.
the Commons. All right, Angie, we're walking out here to the Commons area, and this is a big space for you in the school.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. We don't have anything like this right now. This right here is our cafeteria. Mainly, we can have breakfast in here for all of our students. Right now, they eat in their classrooms. And it's also where we'll have lunch outside of where we're currently eating in our gymnasium. So we have a completely separate space for the gymnasium. In this space, we can also have our assemblies anytime we want them. Right now in our school, any opportunity for an assembly competes with PE time and eating time.
And while this open space is a wonderful learning opportunity, students spend a lot of time in the classroom. So let's go check out your new classrooms.
Okay, great.
All right, we're walking into this classroom, but this is actually 2 classrooms.
Right. So this is 2 classrooms. This is something we're really excited about. This is one classroom, so you could have the wall closed and have traditional 2 classrooms, or you can open it up, which allows us a lot of flexibility with teaching and with learning with students. So this is an opportunity we haven't had at our previous building in order to teamwork together. And so we're really excited about that.
And the windows.
Yeah. So in between, you'll notice when you get into each classroom, there's a huge window on one side, and that sunshine goes right through the glass doors into the learning street, which go straight through with visibility into the next classroom and the windows that match on the opposite side. So you can imagine all the sunlight that'll be coming through our school.
Which is awesome. Another thing that's awesome is the new media center. We got to go check that out.
All right.
Let's go. Angie, we're here at the media center, and this is a good view for us because this will be all windows, right?
Yes, from the floor all the way up to the ceiling, windows all the way across the media center to bring in lots of natural light for our kids, and really a place where we have the state-of-the-art technology. It's in the heart of the building. You can see all the way through to the entrance of the schools.
All right, and your library in your current school built in 1958.
Right.
So this is going to be much different for the students and a lot of new things.
Yes, yeah, it was so separated. Our current library has been so separated from each of the classrooms. So this is right here in the middle of the school. You can see that our floors are going to be heated. We are really active in the library. You'll see kids laying on the floor reading books, and we want to make sure that they're comfortable and enjoying the books that they're checking out every week.
So much done, but so much to be done. We'll keep checking in with you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
And of course, we do want to thank Angie Mitchell, the principal of Sifton Elementary School, once again for the hospitality, and of course, Pence Construction and RNC Management for making that tour possible. We want to take a moment for a musical interlude. The Mountain Express Choir from Mountain View High School recently won a radio station contest to sing on stage with legendary rock and roll band Foreigner. The band was kind enough to let us record their performance this last Sunday at A Casino and Resort. Take a look at their performance.
Will you sing this next song with us? Will you sing it? Yes, that's what I wanted to hear. Yes, it makes me feel good. Lets me know we're all on the same page. Reading from the same beautiful book about love and about truth. Come on, get out some big love for this beautiful choir on stage with us tonight. They are the Mountain Express Choir from Mountain View High School in Vancouver, Washington. Everybody make some noise. I want to say thank you to all you guys. I want to say thank you for being here with us tonight. You look great, you sound great, and I hope you had a great time, all right? Thank you guys, thank you. And I also want to remind everybody out there about the constant lack of funding for school music programs. So it's up to you. Get on social media, talk to your politicians, talk to your school board, and keep these creative dreams alive, all right? Make some big noise for them on the way out. Thank you guys. Come on now. Keep it up for them. Keep it up. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going for them. Keep it going. Mr. Tom Dimble.
Hello, I'm Craig Burnback with Evergreen Public Schools with a simple message. Just apply. If you're a middle or high school student in Evergreen, Vancouver, Camas, Washougal, or Battleground Public Schools, CTRAN wants to give you a free bus pass. Vincent is a junior at Mountain View High School.
I use the Youth Opportunity Pass just to go anywhere that I need to because I don't drive. So whether it's hanging out with my friends, maybe at Fred Meyer's or going to the library to study, I'll normally just take the bus to get there.
This past summer, he used his pass to get to and from an internship near Clark College.
And don't forget about after school and summer jobs, which is another big driver for us to want to be able to support this. We think it's a great way, for kids, students to be able to get to their jobs. So that's a really important part of this program as well.
Sophia is another Mountain View student, and she highlights another great benefit of the Youth Opportunity Pass. Free access to the Furstenberg and Marshall Community Centers during non-school hours.
I want to go to Furstenberg so I can practice my dance team and maybe also lift some weights and get some more arm strength. Yes, that's really, really exciting that I get to go and use Furstenberg and CTRAN all for free.
The Youth Opportunity Pass is a big hit at Mountain View with more than 400 students signing up in a given year.
From what I can tell, they're maximizing what it offers. I mean, it's a good community service that CTRAN provides.
And how easy is it to sign up? We asked Sophia.
It was super easy. I just had to pick up a form, had my parents sign it, and then I just stuck it back, and then they gave me a sticker.
The Youth Opportunity Pass is also available to students at the Washington School for the Deaf, the Washington School for the Blind, and the Next Success Program. For Evergreen Public Schools, I'm Craig Burnback. Here's a look at how you can keep up to date with Evergreen Public Schools on social media. Check out our Facebook page, facebook.com/EvergreenPS. Follow us on Twitter at EvergreenPS. Our Instagram account is evergreen_public_schools. And check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/EvergreenSchools.
We want to welcome you guys back to McKenzie Stadium here, where we've got a close battle here between Mountain View and Evergreen. 14-12 is the score here. As we start off this second quarter, this is EPS Sports. Rod Lawrence, Ryan Vassbinder. You guys saw that quick kick. The guy just kind of snagged it out of the air in the front four.
Took
and
a line drive to the chest.
And Mountain View starts the third quarter in some great field position on the 46-yard line. So we kind of talked about halftime a little bit, and how well Mountain View generally comes about in that third quarter adjusted to whatever they needed to work on or deal with in those first two quarters. They kind of really adjusted themselves in the second quarter. So we'll kind of see how this is going to work out. Adams definitely coming out in a passing situation. This time he's going to take the ball off. McCarthy now runs the ball hard. It's going to be a nice 10-yard run. So, formation, Adams doing his best at just kind of spreading out the Evergreen defense and continuing to run the ball. Got a bunch trips formation set up there at the top of the screen for everybody. Pretty much just pulling linebackers out of position to give him an opportunity to run the ball. Trip receivers again. Once again, McCarthy takes this one up the middle. No problem getting around the corner and up the field before he's even touched. He's already run for about 5-6 yards. Nine out of that one will bring up 2nd and 1. Now trips down here to the wide side of the field. Just a wing, no running backs. McCarthy's going to take the ball again. This time he cuts back upfield. He's going to get down to about the 22-yard line. That will be enough to move the chains. Another first down.
We've got a couple of flags out on the field that came in late.
Here we do see one right there, right at about the 25-yard line. Got a face mask against Evergreen. And that is the 15-yard variety, so that's going to move Mountain View down inside the 15-yard line, just outside the 10. They can still get a first down without getting a touchdown. Quarterback keeps that ball again as he cuts back upfield, and this time he's a touchdown. I tell you what, they just took this ball right down the field. McCarthy.
They certainly did.
And now Mountain View has pulled away even bigger.
Yeah, they have. I mean, this is going to end up being either an 8 or a 9-point game. It's still 2 possessions.
Yeah, sure is.
You know, we'll see what Evergreen is able to do offensively. Defensively, they've got to figure out a way to stop this run.
Yeah, they sure do. They sure do.
You know, overall, I've got 2 positive passing plays for Mountain View. The rest of them, they've all kept on the ground.
Yeah, they sure have. Well, here's a scary thing for him right now. That is Gage Rutherford down there on the carpet, and he's been leading the charge. He's been the guy out in front throwing all the blocks for McCarthy and Gable to get those extra yardage. Hopefully, he did put some weight down on it. We will see if we're going to see this young man again the rest of the game.
Yeah, that could be another big loss to Mountain View's ongoing list of injuries.
Yeah, it sure could be.
Over the past several weeks.
He is walking on it, and he is walking on his own steam. So hopefully they'll be able to figure out what's going on, and maybe he can get back out there. He does get an opportunity to rest here as they go for the extra point. And that is good. So Mountain View's first series of the third quarter, and it's been all about Riley McCarthy, he took the ball himself every single time and ran it all the way in for the touchdown. 40 yards, 45 yards to add to his stat for the night, and another touchdown. So I guess they kind of saw something, and what they did is, what I did notice is the formations. Adam pretty much ran the same play at a different formation, so all he was doing was moving the Evergreen players out of the way, essentially, and just creating space for his quarterback to run. Great play calling, great job, and at the end of the day, they are up by 2 scores now because of it. All right, kickoff here. We have got the deep men for Evergreen standing right there at about the 5. This is going to back Griffin up into the end zone, and they're going to take the ball out. So something to be said for Mountain View's special teams and their kicker, and he has kicked everything, I do believe, except for one into the end zone. not giving Ziel an opportunity to do what Ziel is capable of doing.
Yeah, and I think that's actually put a lot of pressure on the Evergreen offense to get out of their own half, and that's where really their mistakes have been made.
Yeah, sure has been.
You know, I'm excited to see how Monda utilizes his different receivers in the second half to go ahead and gain big plays, because they're definitely capable of it. They just have to execute.
There we go. First play from scrimmage is going to be a run play. We're going to give that to Deloney. Deloney will get 2 out of that. All right, so this time they've got slot receivers on either side. Set up for a screen. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket there. Oh, and he's going to take a big hit and is going to get upended right there on the far side of the field. Delmage, the tackler out there, great open field tackle to get Monda up off his feet. Monda's going to get like 2 yards out of it, brings up 3rd down and 6. This time they got the big running back Derek Webb in the backfield. Trip receivers down here at the bottom. Monda rolls out. Ziel's asking for the ball. He gets the catch. And he is going to make it possibly to about the 29-yard line. I do believe that there is a flag there. Helmet-to-helmet contact is probably going to be the call.
I think so.
Ziel had not got the first down on his own, but with the penalty, that will allow the Plainsmen to move the chains. Big time penalty there is going to take them all the way out to the 44-yard line. And give them an opportunity to continue their drive. Ziel in motion. They're going to fake it to him and give it to the big running back, Webb. Wow, that was a great block there by David Grant, who got into one of the defensive linemen for Mountain View and just trucked him about 10 yards. Only a yard out of that carry. Deloney back into the game. Slot receivers on either side. Hands that ball over. And Deloney is going to take a big hit and go down after a couple of yards on that one. And we have some more flags coming out. So let's kind of see here what's going on. Mountain View is starting to get very, very aggressive. They're hitting hard out there. They just got to be careful and make sure that everything stays clean. These officials are going to definitely try to get involved and try to make sure that the game stays on an even keel. Mountain View gives up another 15-yard penalty. So 30 yards in penalties on just this series.
Just this series, and they had several in the first half as well. And you know, over on the sideline, Matheson has to be steaming about these penalties.
Yeah. Because the penalties have essentially kept this drive alive for them.
They really would. They would have had to punt. Two plays
after
ago.
after the Ziel catch, because he didn't get the first.
No.
Monda takes it. Trying to get that ball upfield, unable to. He's going to go ahead and have to take this one on his own. He'll get run out of bounds at about the 35-yard line, stopping the clock at 8:04 left to play in the third quarter. So getting ready to set this up again. Second and 7 here. Griffin into motion. They're going to hand it off to him on the fly sweep. Griffin looking for somewhere to go here. Reverses field. Finds an opening. Great open field tackle there by the outside defender. That's going to be Kyle Chin. Was able to get there and wrap Griffin up in the open field.
Kyle Griffin is so fast. I mean, you take a look at this, and he sees that he has nowhere to go, and he just decides to, no, I'm just going to go the other way then.
Yeah, he sure is. And he tries to run Chin over. Chin stands in there and takes it.
Love to see Monda getting in there, throwing a block.
Yeah. Gets it out to Griffin again. Here comes Griffin reversing field one more time. This time cuts it back up. He's going to get down to about the 14-yard line. Chin there to make the stop again.
There's a replay.
Replay.
You know, Griffin just, he finds a hole and he decides to turn upfield and he just goes. He turns on the Jets.
It sure does. Trip formation to the far side. Going to hand the ball off this time. Deloney forces his way down to, looks like the 11-yard line. That will be enough to move the chains. First and 10 from the 11, so they can still get inside the 1 and get a brand new set of downs. Clock continuing to run.
An official timeout, might be equipment issue.
Yep, looks like it. Going to hand this ball off, looking for the outside. Going to lower that shoulder, and he's going to get down across the 10-yard line, down to, it looks like about the 7. Nice end zone shot there. And they get Mountain View to flinch into the neutral zone. They're going to move the ball 5 yards. So 2nd and 1. Or I should say just half the distance. Try it again here. Monda's going to hand the ball off to Deloney. Nice little sidestep for Deloney, but he is not going to make it in. And he's going to get called down right at the 1-yard line. That does look like that's enough to get him the first down, though.
It does appear that way.
It is, as the white cap signals. So it is first down and goal from the 1. Derek Webb now in the game. short yardage guy. Going to hand that to him. Webb looking for the edge. Sidesteps in for the touchdown. And Evergreen now on the board again for the first time in this second half, and they now have 18. Down by 3. We'll see how they decide to play it. Looks like they are going to try to go for the 2 and get this game within a point. Bonda is able to get in. Are they going to give it to him or not? And they do. Great job there by the Evergreen Plainsmen. Little trick play there, and gets the 2 points out of that. Here's that touchdown pad once again. Nice little chop step to get him inside there for Derek Webb. Now we got us a game again, 21-20.
It's been a game, Rodney.
You are correct. It has. Been a good game.
It has been a good game.
It's been a good game, especially since what we saw last year, and I'm sure the fact that this game is this good is surprising to some people, and but it makes for some good football. Makes for some real good football.
Well, and not only does it make a good football, but it reignites this rivalry a little bit.
Yeah, it sure
does.
does.
When you get rivalry games that are close and they're competitive, it just reignites that, and that's always fun. It's fun for the students. It's fun for the coaches. It's fun for us, the fans, who enjoy to watch it.
Yeah, it sure does.
It's always fun to go ahead and see a good close game, especially with 2 rival schools.
Always is. Always is. And these 2 schools have been rivals for quite some time. Years, decades. All right, so Mountain View still on top, 21-20. Ball's going to get scooped at the 25. And he'll make it down to about the 36-yard line. So the one thing that we definitely have to take into consideration and think about is how well and how easy Mountain View moved the ball down the field in that last series. And Evergreen had a little help, 30 yards and penalties.
Yeah, they certainly did.
So we'll kind of see how that kind of works itself out and plays itself out in these next couple of series here. Same familiar formation. And same familiar play. This time he breaks away into the open field, and I don't think anybody's going to catch him as he goes across the 10-5 touchdown. Mountain View. McCarthy is just unbelievable and unstoppable here in this third quarter. As he's the man right now.
He is.
Trips formation, spread them out, and give him the ball. One thing I did notice is that Gage Rutherford was back in the game, leading the way on the blocking.
That's good to see. I'm glad that young man's okay. He's had a great game so far. I'm glad to see him able to continue. That run by
McCarthy.
I'm sorry. I
drew a blank, didn't you?
I did. That was fantastic.
Yeah,
he was able to go ahead and find the holes and find the lanes, and he was able to go ahead and finally break out for a big run. I mean, he's had several good runs. Here's the replay of it. You're able to see he's patient, and he's just waiting for his blockers and for those holes to develop. And as soon as he sees the open field, he's able to go ahead and take it to the house.
Yeah, nobody's going to catch him. Once he broke into the open field out there about the 40, he was not going to be caught. Great blocking downfield by the linemen and his receivers down there. Just making lanes available for him to get into and use his speed. He's a pretty quick kid. Nobody was going to run him down from behind.
No, and his speed is deceptive.
Yeah, sure
you look at him, and he doesn't look like a fast kid. Mm-hmm. He doesn't look like a Ziel Griffin, right? But he's quick,
yeah,
and he's explosive. He's able to get up to speed quickly.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, just when Evergreen thought that they were close, One play is all it took. And, we're going to keep seeing that play until they stop it. You know that, right?
We certainly will, We certainly will.
All right, here we go. And the kickoff. Once again, this ball is going to go into the end zone, and Evergreen will take the ball over on their 20. 5 minutes left to play in the third quarter. We got ourselves a ball game going back and forth here. Mountain View holding the edge and the momentum at this point.
An unsung hero of this game so far could be Jude Millette. He's put almost every single kickoff into that end zone to prevent Zyle Griffin from returning them.
Yeah, he sure has. Yeah.
And that takes a big threat away from Evergreen.
It sure does. Drop backs. Got a man out there on the far side. That looks like that is going to be Fike. Nice catch and run there for Fike. He's going to get the, see where they had him going out of bounds. It looks like they're giving him to about the 30. They haven't moved the chains yet, so maybe it's right there. Well, just shy of the first down. Is there a flag? There is a flag on the play, obviously. The officials are walking this off. I don't actually see the flag on the field. But that is the 5-yard variety, and that'll bring up first down again, 1st and 15.
And that's another instance of Evergreen shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, sure is.
With penalties.
Marks in motion. Tries to reach Tay Marks out there in the flat, unable to get that in his hands. And that will stop the clock. At 4:35 left to play in this quarter. 2nd down and 15. All right, Monda takes him up. Another pass to Zyle Griffin. Tries to take that back inside. This time he's not going to be able to get a whole lot of yards on this one. He actually called for that ball on that play. When he lined up, he realized that the safety was about 15 yards off of him.
And he ran into a little bit of a brick wall there, I think.
Yeah, he did.
If he was able to get free, he was...
Tried to take that back inside because, he was successful the last couple of times he did it. That time, I think it have served him best just to run straight up the field and get as much yards as he can because he didn't gain anything on that one. Monda drops back again, looking for a man coming across the middle. There is Fight to catch that ball right in the middle, right underneath the linebackers. Great catch by that young man. Move the chain to move the box. It is not going to be enough for a first down, but it does give the kicker a little room.
It certainly does.
Zyle Griffin is set up to punt. Now, he did a fake punt on 4th and 21. We'll see what he does this time. This time he's going to go ahead and kick that. Pretty good punt there. Backs up Delmage to the 30-yard line. But he is going to try and take this one back as he makes it back across to the 40. So 3 minutes left to play in the third quarter. Mountain View takes the ball over on their own 40-yard line. So far this half, Evergreen has not been able to stop the Mountain View offense.
No, they haven't.
Once again, trips on the far side with a wing set up. And there we go again. And he breaks in across midfield, spins out, and is going to get down to the 41-yard line. That is going to be about an 18-yard run for Riley McCarthy.
And Evergreen is yet to figure out how to stop him.
No, they sure haven't. Coach Swain definitely concerned, calls a timeout. We're going to have to talk to the defense here because they've ran that exact same play about 5 or 6 times in a row.
Yeah, and
out of different formations. And here it is again. And more than anything is what's impressive is everybody is continuing to block down the field.
Yeah.
You know.
They really are.
And nobody's making any explosive decleating blocks. They're just getting in the way and pushing. And letting the running back do what he does. Just find space and step into it. All right, so Evergreen comes back on the field here. Sure got an earful from the D coach, and that's got to be super frustrating. You come out of a timeout, and your tackle jumps into the neutral zone.
Yep.
So 1st and 5 instead of 1st and 10. We're going to hand this ball off again to McCartney. McCartney now gets in behind his running back, Gable. Gable throws a nice little block for him. Gets down to the 29, so that will move the chains. So break the huddle again, and slot receivers, 2 wings on either side. McCarthy's going to take the ball again as he pulls around the edge. This time he decides to take it to the outside. Lowers the shoulder. And that looks like it's a nice open field tackle there. And that's going to be Cameron Smith there to make the stop. It's the first time that McCarthy's bounced it that far outside. He generally takes it right up the middle. Gable's back in the backfield. Hasn't been there all second half. Fakes it to him. Has a man coming down the middle. Once again, same play for another touchdown. And that is now touchdown number 2 for Malachi Battles, who released up the field the exact same way he did in the first half to get that touchdown. Pretty much in the same area of the field. So Mountain View now 34-20. Mountain View goes up by 14 points now with 1:43 left to play in the third quarter.
Yeah, and now if you're Evergreen, you've got to figure it out.
Yeah.
You have, I mean, you did a great job the first quarter moving the ball down the field and really defensively as well.
Yep, and that is going to make it a clean 15-point lead.
But the difference here is that Mountain View is adjusted and Evergreen hasn't.
Yes.
And so how are they going to come out with 1:43 left in the third quarter and the remaining time in the fourth quarter and come back? They have to get a quick score here.
Yeah, because they're 3 scores down now.
Well, there's still 2, 15, 8 and 7.
No, yeah, you're right. We'll see how. I think you're totally wrong.
Oh, do you?
No, I just had to say that. Here's the replay here. Yeah, right there. Battle is once again wide open. Nobody covering him, and he has gotten away from the linebackers and the safeties who got caught looking in the backfield.
Well, and that's the beauty with being able to run the ball as successfully as you have
Yes.
all night long is that all of a sudden that secondary starts to cheat just a little bit, and as soon as they do, you're able to go
There you
ahead and
go.
throw that screen, and there's nobody in reach with them.
Right. All righty, here we go. Well, the Mountain View seems to be winning the endurance battle here. They seem to have gotten better here in this second half. Zahil able to pick this ball up on the heels of the goal line. And he is not going to make it back to the 20-yard line on this one. It'll be 1st and 10 from, it looks like, right around the 15. And there's a nice little catch as they get that ball to the outside. It will be enough to move the chains as they get down across the 25, down to the 26-yard line. Mondo now has them set up. He's going to hand this one ball off. They're only looking to bounce that to the outside, not able to do that. V.A. Ely, number 44, there to make the stop right there at the edge. Down under a minute here for the third quarter. Mondas has his man right there, and as he is there to make the catch, the contact hit, not able to bring that ball in. Great close there for the DB, Kyle Chen. Cameron Smith, the intended receiver, he takes a pop right as the ball got there. They're going to hand it off. This time a reverse. Griffin trying to get the ball out to some good yardage. He is going to make it down to the 30-yard line. Kevin Chin there to make the stop on the outside. 3rd down and 12. So you got trip receivers to the far side. 4th down and 5. And they are going to call a timeout. It's going to see if they could get Mountain View to jump on that one, and they didn't. So they called timeout with 5 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Did you see how much time was left on that play clock?
I did not that time.
I didn't either. I mean, I don't know. But there's 5 seconds left remaining in the third.
Right.
I want to say there was more than 5 seconds left on that play clock. If that's
Possibly.
the case, why do you take a timeout there?
Well, it's 4th, and I think they were trying to get him to jump. They didn't.
They could
so
have.
they had to, now maybe we'll see. It does not look like the punt team went back out there, so they're going to go ahead and go for it. I guess they feel like they're – well, here's the deal. Do you go for it because right now your defense is not stopping them? So do you take a chance of getting this 5 yards, or are we looking at a quick kick?
No, I think you got to go for it here.
Monda's looking for somebody, and great catch as he comes across Ziel Griffin, kind of leaks out there, gets caught behind the safeties. Diving catch into the territory of Mountain View to move the chains. So Coach Sween took a chance, and it paid off, and he's going to move the chains as we end the third quarter on a big catch by Ziel Griffin to get them into the Mountain View territory. And here is the replay. He's looking. Nice catch there by Griffin.
It really was, and as we watched that play develop, as it started, Monda didn't have anybody. But if you have enough time, Ziel Griffin will find a way to go ahead and get open. That's exactly what he did there.
Yeah. Well, he watched Ziel run through the windows of progression, and he just kind of, followed him until he was out there coming across the field. Because his eyes were fixed on the far side of the field the entire time. Looked up at the last minute and hit him coming in the middle, which helps because that'll pull that safety.
Right.
And give him a little bigger of a window. So we're now here in the fourth quarter. We're at McKenzie Stadium here in Clark County. Rodney Lawrence, Ryan Vastbinder. This is the EPS Sports Network. Thank you guys all for joining us this evening. You can also follow us on the Evergreen School District YouTube channel for people who are outside the television watching area. Monda now looking for somebody to cross at the bottom. Not really able to step into that one and bounces that one off the turf in front of Fife. That incomplete pass will stop the clock at 11:56. Oh, okay, so Monda now sets him up. Shotgun formation. Quick pitch out to Ziel Griffin, just trying to find him an open space. And that time he is not going to get very far as he gets stopped behind the line of scrimmage and is going to be right there at the 50-yard line. So now they line up in trip receivers to the far side. Tay Marks lined up on the tight slot. Wanted to fight out there on the edge. And he will make it to the 40-yard line before he's run out of bounds. We will need to get to the 42-yard line for the first down. So it will bring up 4th and 1, and this is definitely go for it territory. Going to hand this ball off this time to Deloney. Deloney's going to lower his shoulders and get that needed yard for the first down. So Evergreen continuing to momentum move down the field. This is the second 4th down they've converted in this series. Monda now looking for a man downfield. Has Fight unable to bring that one in as it hits his hands. He just can't bring that one in as he falls into the end zone. That'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
That's a big ball to drop there,
It is.
Rodney.
That is a very big ball to drop. So they line up again, slot receivers on either side. Monda now is going to get flushed out of the pocket. He's going to scramble. Going to take this one across the 30, down to the 25 before he is run out of bounds. That will stop the clock. And we'll bring up another first down for the Evergreen Plainsmen. All right, they are set up again. This time Monda keeps the ball himself, takes that right up the middle, and he's going to make it down to about the 15-yard line. Nice run by the quarterback. Plainsman on the move here. They're going to hand this ball off, and he's going to try to bounce it to the outside. That is going to be a great open field tackle there by Delmage, and it looks like he is a little hurt. He does get up and run that off. Not sure if that's a cramp or what that can be, but Delmage was there to make the stop on Deloney. And Mountain View is going to take a timeout. So what are you thinking? I mean, Evergreen moving the ball methodically, taking a whole lot of time off the clock as they do this.
They certainly are, and it could certainly hurt him in the end. You know, ultimately, it's going to come down. Hey, well, first they need a score.
Yes, they're going to take all this time. They need to score at the end of this.
Absolutely. I mean, you're running 4 or 5 minutes off the clock at this point from the time that you got the ball in the third quarter. And, you know, once you get that score, your defense has to come out and play their hearts out.
Yeah.
You know, you can't let Mountain View score again. And you need a quick stop. You can't let them drive down the field and continue to hit the clock, because even if you do get the stop at that point, I mean, the only good thing is that you have Carter Monda and you've got Zayel Griffin that you can throw the ball to, and so you can make big plays.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, and we can't leave out.
Tay Marks
and
Deloney. I mean,
Fight.
I
mean, those guys can all make big plays. They just have to go ahead and get it done. Set it down. They're going to hand the ball off to the big guy there. That's Webb getting the edge, and Webb's going to get in there for the score untouched. So just what we were talking about, they ran some good time off this clock and were able to score. Derek Webb bounces that ball out and gets around the edge and gets in untouched.
Now, do you go for two here, or you just kick the extra point?
That's a good call, Coach.
You know what I would do?
They're going to go for it.
I
would go for it too. I would probably be a bit of a daredevil here myself. And there you go. And a nice little play, fake it, play action, hit Tay Marks, just releases up the field.
We got ourselves a 7-point game.
Yes, we do. Here is the replay. Nice little bounce out. Ooh, nice stiff arm. And he goes in. That'll walks right into the end zone. Good play, good clock, good time management, good play calling. Very good series there for the Evergreen Plainsmen. Now the defense has got to a 3 and out, and then do that again, and then we're doing something here. 9:11 left to play, so plenty of time for this ball game to do just about anything.
Yeah, I mean, taking a look back at that series, it was very similar to the same, you know, the first or second series that they had in the first quarter when they scored.
Yeah.
You know, it was methodical. They were averaging 6, 7, 8 yards a play, and it turned into success.
Yeah, it sure did.
The the key will be is can they get the stop here and still have enough time on the clock to go ahead and do that again to push it down the field to tie the game up.
Well, this series for Mountain View is going to be hugely important.
It'll be extremely important.
And oh my goodness. They're going to say he was down, but Evergreen did get the ball back, and that was a great onside kick. You don't see him happen that easy.
No, you don't. I mean, that ball went 10 yards. It popped up into the air, and Evergreen was there to catch it. It didn't bounce off a Mountain View player. There was none of that.
Now, there we go. The officials have figured it out, and it is Evergreen's ball on the onside kick.
Well, now we got a ball game.
I think that's one of the better onside kicks I've seen in years.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Here's the replay of it. You can't advance it, but you can. So there you go. There you go. I'm going to hand this ball off to Deloney. Deloney's going to squeeze through a couple of tacklers there and get down to the 46-yard line. There's that kick.
There we go.
Great. Yeah, right there.
Right at the 10.5-yard line.
Perfect. Can't beat that.
This is fun.
You can't beat that at all. Gets that ball to the outside. Trying to get that ball out to Smith. Not able to complete it.
Now let me ask you this. As a fan of this game, watching this game, how do you want this to play out?
I want to see another score, and then Mountain View scores, and then Evergreen scores, and I want the time to run out.
See, I would rather see Evergreen take 8 minutes and 33 seconds to score, and then they decide to go for two, and we just see where the chips fall.
Oh, there you go. That'd be pretty good, too. That'd be good, too. All right. There to make the catch. That is Smith. Quick slant route. That'll be enough to move the chains. Evergreen moving down the field here. Definitely has the momentum with that onside kick. They're going to hand that ball off. This time Webb. Nice hard run's going to get down to about the 32-yard line. Deloney back into the game. So Smith coming to this side of the field, set up a trips formation. It's time to hand it off to Deloney. Deloney steps up field. He looks like he will make it to the 30-yard line. He's got to get to, it looks like, the 29 for the first down. Slot trips receivers once again. Third down and 1. They're going to give it to Webb, and Webb is going to make it down to the 25. That will be enough to move the chains. Another slurp. Gets that out to Zio Griffin. That ball is considered an incomplete pass and not a fumble. was ahead of the quarterback, but the ball was so far thrown behind him. It's a backward pass. It's at least sideways, if not backward. It's backwards. They got fooled because Zion was like, all right, set it up again. Going to hand this ball off. This time looking for the edge is Webb. He's not going to find it this time. And they're going to actually lose some yards on this play.
It was a big play here.
Sure is.
3rd and 12.
Third down and 12. Big play here for the Plainsmen. Monda drops back, looking for a receiver downfield. He's going to get flushed out of the pocket. They're going to say he did get rid of that ball in time. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
I think it's decision time. What do you do?
You go for it.
I think you have to, right? I mean, especially with the way that Mountain View has been able to move the ball against your defense.
Yeah.
You have to go for it here.
All right, so slot receivers here. Monda drops back again, has a receiver down the field, makes the catch right there at the 15-yard line.
It's going to depend on the spot, I think. It's close.
It sure is. They're going to have to measure this one. Here is the replay. And great catch there by the receiver to make sure he gets his hands under that ball. Let's fight.
I do think that is a good spot. The referee did do a good job to spot that ball correctly. We'll have to see where the chains go. Oh, they gave it to him. It's 1st down.
Coach Matheson trying to make sure he understands the call. They haven't moved the box. Well, there you go. The box just moved. And Evergreen gets the 1st down. On that catch off the turf there by Jalen Fife. Clock now running again, 5:42 left to play. Evergreen hands the ball off. This time, Deloney, breaking through tackles, is going to get down inside the 5-yard line on that run. Well, not quite inside the 5. He has to, 5-yard line will give him a 1st down. Looks like he did get 9 yards out of that play, bring up 2nd and 1. Going to hand this ball off now to the big running back. And he is going to drive his way in. Officials not prepared to give him the 1st down yet. Looks like they're going to get him down to the 1, but that will be 1st down.
Where's the big guy? Time to get David Grant back out here at 6'5" and 275.
Right. Well, they're going to go ahead and let they gave that to the big guy Webb and let him punch that in there.
Now do the trick.
And Evergreen now within a point of the Mountain View Thunder, 34-35. Here's the replay. And he just lowers the boom, breaks the plane, and he's in. Evergreen.
Are they going to go for 2?
Going to go for 2 on this one. So Evergreen going for the win here.
I got my wish, didn't I, Rodney?
You sure did. Timeout Evergreen. Big play here for the Plainsmen. Big play for both teams. You almost wonder if Evergreen left too much time on the clock.
My personal and professional opinion, I think they did. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The last two series, the Evergreen offense has come out to play.
Yeah, they
you know,
sure have.
and that should inspire your defense. You know, it should inspire your defense to come out there, work hard, play with heart, and really step up. Maybe Evergreen comes out and gets a stop.
Do you think Mountain View will be ready for this onside kick this next time if they get it?
Oh, they'll be ready. Well, Evergreen's had a few, though, where they just kick the line drives right at that first line.
Yeah.
They're receiving, I mean, hoping it bounces off of somebody.
Yeah. All right, here we go. And we've got a reverse play. And Zio Griffin gets in there. But we are going to have a penalty flag. And it looked like it might have been holding. I saw Zio cut in right off one of the blocks. And I do believe it is going to be a holding call.
Well, and the drama continues.
Yes, it does.
Because now what do you do?
And it is. That is exactly what it is, a holding call. Let's see if we can pick up who may have held.
Up there it is. I think I saw it at the top of her screen there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the ball gets moved over to the hash. And it looks like they are going to go for the tie right now instead of the win. They back it up 10 yards from the spot of the hold and place it on the hash. So makes it a little difficult for them.
So 28-yard extra point from the right hash.
Kiefer Lopez here to put this one on. And they do not get it. So Evergreen falls short by a point. 35-34. Five minutes, 4:59 left to play in this game. There's still time for just about anything to happen.
There really is. What a swing of events.
Yeah, it sure is.
Go from Evergreen being up one to now being down one, Mountain View having the football.
Yeah.
We got 5 minutes left to play.
Yeah, they got the hands team out there.
They certainly do. Which it wouldn't have mattered last time. I mean, last time they didn't even get a chance to touch the ball. So
I tell you what, if that kicker can kick another one like that again,
oh yeah,
he can play at the next level. He can predict those.
Right. I got a soft spot for kickers in my heart.
All right, here we go.
Nope, just kidding. We got a timeout.
Yes, Coach Matheson calls a timeout. Do you ice the kicker? Is that what we're doing here in this situation, or Adam just making sure everybody go get the ball?
I don't think. I mean, you don't really ice a kicker on a kickoff, do
Yeah,
you?
I don't think you do.
I mean,
either,
I don't think I've seen that.
Me, this is first.
I mean,
I've never seen anybody call a timeout at this particular part of the game either. Right
no,
before he's getting ready to kick.
I haven't either.
Yeah, so. But the one thing that you have to remember, and I'm sure Adam is reminding everybody, they don't. Once that ball is kicked, they don't have to stay and wait on it. They can go get
Right.
it.
You can go get it.
Yeah. It's just the kicking team that has to wait for it to go 10 yards. And we got the kickoff. This time, yeah.
Yep,
This time they did it.
They went and got it.
He went and got it, cradled it, and went down. So now the sense of urgency definitely on the Evergreen side.
And Mountain View's got a short field to work with.
Yep. I think on this one I probably would have kicked it away.
Yeah. Either that or kick one of those hard line drives, right?
Yeah.
That way if it bounces off somebody, you have a chance. And if it misses somebody, it's still going to go deep enough where it's going to force them to return it a little bit.
Yep, sure is. Great defensive stance there by the Evergreen front line. Everybody lines back up to the field. Going to hand that ball off. This time they're going to drag Gable down after he gets about 3 yards out of it. It's going to bring up a third down. Brings a tight slot down here at the bottom of the field. Going to hand this ball off once again. Gable going to make it to the 45-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th down and 7. So the Evergreen defense getting very stingy on this series. 4th down and long on this play.
I think you have to go back to McCarthy here if you're Mountain View.
Well, you do notice who's back on the field. That is going to be Malachi Battle.
Yeah, that is.
He's
Yep.
back on the field as a tight end. Evergreen, Mountain View uses their final timeout. With
So
3:02 left to play.
Both teams have used all their timeouts.
It's a chess match now.
It is.
It is definitely a chess match. You see that last formation. I did not see anybody lined up over the tight end on that play. Evergreen trying to get the crowd pumped. Battle does come to the game. The safety is lined up over the top of him this time. Oh, and it was a quick kick, and it got blocked. And if he picks it up and scores.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a turn of events there, wasn't it? The quick kick gets blocked. Evergreen tries to scoop and score, and they're going to get tackled right there on the 7-yard line. Here's the replay. They tried to do a quick kick, and that is Tay Marks that blocks it.
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean,
Wow.
that's impressive that that McCarthy was able to go ahead and recover from that and
Yeah.
chase Taymarks down.
The snap was too high.
Yep.
The snap had been right to him. So
They're walking it back.
that'll be the first down. So big special teams play there. Well, and it wasn't even the special teams on the field, but the quick kick gets blocked. Evergreen gets the ball in great field position, down by 1. 2:50 left to play. Going to hand this ball off to Deloney. Deloney has nowhere to go on that one. Looks like he's going to lose about 2 yards. Clock continuing to roll. Neither team has timeouts, so legitimately 2 minutes, 36 and counting seconds left to play in this game. Derek Webb now in the game. Zio Griffin's lined up as the slot. They're going to hand this off to Derek Webb. Webb's not going to get very much out of that.
Now we've got 3rd and long situation.
3rd and 11. So he's not even back. He doesn't get back to the original line of scrimmage. They have trip receivers this time. Wanda drops back, looking for somebody to get the ball to. He's got a man open in the end zone, and he's got the touchdown. That's going to be Tay Marks, who's able to get there on a post route and catches that ball in the end zone. Evergreen goes on top with 1:36 left to play, 40-35. Here is the, and it's just a post route.
Yep.
Well thrown, gets right in behind the defenders. Tay Marks there to make the big catch.
And Mondo was looking at Taymarks the whole way.
All right, so this time they're going to go for 2. It still doesn't put the game out of reach for Mountain View.
They've got a false start on Evergreen.
Now this will put Evergreen at 4-3 overall.
It would, but the game ain't over yet, Coach.
That is true. That
I
is
mean,
true.
we've seen enough tonight to know that. But you're right. If they win, it would put them at 4-3.
And they're going to hand this off. This time a trick play. And this time they're not going to get any points out of the deal. So with the penalty, Evergreen unable to put points on the board on the extra point. For this, for how many times now? Has Evergreen scored an extra point all game?
No. No. They have not.
They have not.
No. They converted the 2-point conversion at the end of the third quarter.
At the end of the third quarter, so that you are correct. So here we go again. Minute 36, no timeouts left. Mountain View is about to get the ball.
I mean, and here's the thing. Mountain View really hasn't thrown the ball all night tonight.
No, they haven't.
And you only have a minute 36 left. I mean, if you're Evergreen, I think you're you boot this as far as you can. You kick this one away.
Yeah.
Give them as much field as you can to cover.
And that ball's going to get into the end zone, so Mountain View has 80 yards to go in a minute and 36 seconds. Big play on the quick kick. I mean, playing the field position, field position game there. Good call there on the side of Mountain View to go ahead and quick kick, and that'll push them all the way back.
Right.
The deal is that gets blocked, and then blocked big. I mean, it's a different story if it gets blocked and they kind of scramble for it right there in front. I mean, they blocked it and they went a couple of yards. And McCarthy missed Chen, who was wide open down the middle of the field. Which could have most definitely been a touchdown. Clock stopped at minute and 32. Second and 10. Big run there by the quarterback as he gets out of bounds. Gets up to the 45-yard line. Nice scramble by McCarthy.
Yeah, that shortens the field significantly.
Set up in formation. Intended receiver on that one, Chin, being guarded there by Fight. Tell you what, the big man on the line there, David Grant, is giving that offensive lineman the blues down there. Big defender gets his hand up in the air and knocks that one down. And that's going to bring up third down and 10. Minute 13 left to play.
Well, McCarthy was lucky he was able to go ahead and get that off. He almost took a sack there.
Yeah, he sure did.
And that would have taken a lot of time off the clock. And he would have been looking at about 3rd and 20.
Mountain View lines up now, trip receivers to the far side. Zio Griffin lined up as safety. Mountain View takes a delay of game penalty.
If you're Mountain View here, you got to take a look at the big tight end.
Great run there by Delmage. They didn't get the first down. The clock is going to continue to run. So they can't clock this. They have to actually run a play. McCarthy does get enough for the first down, so that will stop the clock while they set the chains. 47 seconds left to play. Clock the ball that time, and that will stop the clock with 44 seconds left to play in the game. Second down and 10. Big play time right here.
It's
which side of the ball is going to make the big play is the question. Murphy drops back. Makes the catch and gets out of bounds. Is Delmage.
Oh, that's a big play.
That is a big, huge play. Catches the ball and gets out of bounds, stopping the clock.
So you got 24 yards to go in 38 seconds. Now you're in that area of the field where that end zone's within reach.
Yeah, it sure is. Almost caught right there by Battle. Tried to force that one into him. Second down and 10. 33 seconds left to play. You're going to go down the middle of the football field. You have to go to the end zone.
You really do.
Got a man open. Oh, almost caught that one in and out of the hands of the receiver down there. Chin standing right there at the 1 yard line.
That was a great defensive play to come and break that up.
27 seconds left to play.
It's been a while since I've been this nervous.
Third down. Here's the replay. Two Mountain View players over there in the area. All right, this is the last play for Mountain View right here. Their last opportunity to take the win. If they can get the first down and get out of bounds, that'll give them a little bit more life. Drops back. And the ball's going to get picked off right there in the middle of the field. And they go down, and Evergreen seals their victory tonight with the interception. Derek Webb, the linebacker, steps into that, picks that one off right there in the middle of the field to seal the win here. Evergreen on top right now, 40-35, 18 seconds left to play in this game. Huge turn of events from last year. It's been some time since the Evergreen Plainsmen have beat Mountain View.
It certainly has, and you know what? This is why we have rivalry games. This is why they're so great. I mean, Derek Webb has had a fantastic evening tonight.
Sure has.
3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's played a fantastic game. Both sides played a great game tonight. This was the most fun game I've done in a long time.
Yeah. This is a good one. This is a good one. Great game for the Evergreen Plainsmen. Big turning point for the Evergreen Plainsmen to come by and get the Mountain View Thunder tonight. And that runs down the clock as Evergreen is on top 40-35 in a great contest between these two schools that we haven't seen in a while. I can't remember the last time Evergreen beat Mountain View. It's been that long.
It's been a long time. Even we talked about earlier, last year Mountain View swept the floor with them 55-14.
Sure did.
And if I remember right, those 2 touchdowns came late in the game, and it was a completely different game this year. And you can call me a hypocrite, but I had a feeling from the start of this game
that something like this could happen.
That something like this was going to happen. And I'm glad it did, because it was great for us, great for the fans, and great for Southwest Washington football.
There you go. Hey, and with all that being said, we want to thank you guys for joining us here tonight at McKenzie Stadium for a great football game. Evergreen 40, Mountain View 35. This is Rod Lawrence and Ryan Vassbinder. This is the EPS Sports Network, and you guys have a great night.